So when I started high school, I was just coming out from grade 10. I was getting a lot of attention from girls because I acted a certain way. And it was cool because when I was younger, I didn't get any attention at all. And not even from guys too. I just didn't really have any friends or any girls around me either. One of the things that you can really do in the modern time is to kind of act like this TikTok boy, and it's kind of cringe to say that too, but it's to almost act in this way that you kind of are very secretive, you don't really talk much about yourself, and you kind of act hot. So I remember searching up when I was younger how to just be more attractive to girls, because I was really trying to work on myself. And it was, well, first of all, really funny thing to search up, but one of the videos this girl said one of the things she said was act hot, and then she said if you know you know, and I did not know, so that wasn't really that helpful. But I just tried to kind of apply this what does acting hot mean? That means being confident and kind of thinking that you're the shit, being okay with yourself, and just the way you carry yourself. And basically what I took that to mean was how do those guys on those social media pages act? They kind of act hot. I think it's honestly kind of cringe looking back on it, just looking at the social media of the pretty boys, that aesthetic. And truthfully, that TikTok boy, that pretty boy aesthetic, that is what will get you the most girls ever. And if I were to put that in an actual step, I'm not going to, because that is not the way. You will get more girls, but the kinds of girls that you will attract will be kind of these modern girls, which is not like a problem, to each their own, right? No problem with anybody. It's just the fact those kinds of girls that I myself am personally interested in, those feminine girls, the girls that really feel like breaths of fresh air, they're not into those kinds of guys. So although you will get more of those girls who are more masculine and kind of like you for the way that you're flowy and like you for the way that you care about your looks, although you'll attract more masculine girls like that, the kinds of girls that I myself like, and chances are if you're watching a YouTube channel like this, the feminine girls that you like, don't make the mistake of acting in this feminine, flowy kind of way. And again, it's not bad if you're trying to attract a more masculine partner if you're truthfully a more feminine guy. It's just important to note that if you are a more masculine guy and you honestly think that a more feminine girl would compliment you more and you'd just be happier like that, then this kind of thing, this kind of way of acting is immature and childish, and you need to stop acting in this boyish kind of way in order to get the girl that you want. By the way, I don't have this conventional sense of masculinity and femininity. I don't think that masculinity is standing big hunk junk King Kong on top of the world, and I don't think that masculinity is being fully in touch with your emotions. Let me finish, actually, I'll finish that tangent. Masculinity is stillness and loving from a place of stillness, being unperturbed by your own emotion and doing the right thing that you know is right despite the thoughts you have and the emotions you have, and being able to do what is right for yourself and for others. That is what masculinity is, to put in very, very simple terms. That being said, if you really, really care about your looks and the external things, the change, the feminine energy that is going around everywhere, you are by nature becoming a more feminine man if you care about your looks a bunch like that. Now, obviously, you have standards. Obviously, you're supposed to take care of yourself, because you should. You should. Don't just walk around smelling like ass. Smell good, or don't smell like anything. Take care of yourself. Really work on yourself and make sure that you are you're good. When I used to play games, there'd be an update in the video game that we'd be playing, and there'd be a new way to play the games. And when I used to play Fortnite, there was kind of this, I remember this thing called the Venom Smash and Grab or something like that, and it was Venom symbiote, and it shoot whatever. Anyways, old video game stuff. But basically the new meta with kind of now modern times is acting like that e-boy, TikTok personality, getting the nice wardrobe, getting the nice haircut. But honestly, you don't really want to be with those kinds of girls, because the really feminine girls that kind of are breaths of fresh air, that really complement a more masculine energy, they would rather you have more integrity and more morality and more strength than caring about your looks like that. So when I see a lot of guys in their looks maxing journeys where they're oh, does my hair look good? Does my outfit look nice? Absolutely, I respect that you put in effort for your stuff, and you should still put in effort for the how you look. But also, it shouldn't be the main focus. Your confidence should not be solely tied to if your hair is dry or if it's just like the same kinds of guys who will be super tied to their looks will get really depressed when winter comes around, just like I did. This was the first winter that I just wasn't sad, and that's because I really focused on not letting myself get perturbed by external. When you can do that, what is the feminine energy? Feminine energy is change, and this is the flow of emotion and love, and all of that stuff is beautiful. It's perfectly complementary to the masculine energy that is stillness. If you can adopt that, great. Because you'll have this thing in relationships called more like polarity, and like you can be in a super happy relationship being the feminine man and then having a masculine woman. It just like that's totally fine. Just it depends on the kind of energy that you are to your core. If you are by nature a more like person who's on like the middle, who's like neither like fully masculine or fully feminine, that's fine. That's fine. You probably would have more of a relationship where you guys are more like friends, but if you truly are like towards the middle, then you'd be happy. However, if you are a masculine man and you are like emulating an energy that is not really corresponding to the one who you are within, then you will always feel like something is off, and your girl will never really truly be happy with you because you're not giving your fullest gift. I really am just gonna tell you, if you really want to work on your masculinity, if you really want to find what energy you really are, you really gotta emulate that. Because again, masculinity is not worrying about the external stuff. It is simply observation and being able to love from that observation. That loving thing, that loving aspect is more of an attribution that I've given to it, because truthfully, masculinity is simply just stillness and observation. And for me personally, I've chosen that loving is what I would choose to do instead of like getting angry or getting sad, or just simply I'd rather choose to be really grateful for everything. So what I'd say for your action step is like meditation is really good for this, because it's like simply focusing on the breath, and then like you keep getting thoughts, and then you just like you go back to the breath. That helps with your stillness. So that's a big thing that will help you with your masculinity. That's really all I got for you today. I hope that you got value out of this. It was just a couple things that I had on my mind on just while I was doing chemistry homework that I had to go do this. So yeah, I gotta get back to it.